you like. Hello, welcome. My name is Chris Shelton.
And I'm Parisa Shelton.
And thank you for joining us for Tai Chi out on the refuge.
Here we are in an undisclosed location, California. And this broadcast is brought to you by San Francisco Bay Wildlife Society in partnership with the Watershed Watchers Program.
Yeah, so we're so grateful to once again be able to bring you these ancient arts and these ancient practices in combination with nature to be able to help to uplift your spirits and help you become the best person that you could possibly be. So we're going to start off now with simple Qigong practices, and the first practices we're going to be doing are some cleansing exercises. We're going to start off with our feet out about shoulders width apart. Our knees are slightly bent. Our sacrum is gently tucked underneath, pressing back the Ming Men, which is the acupuncture point right opposite the belly button. And the tip of the tongue gently curls to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth as if saying the letter N. Now the breath is long, steady, even, and deep into the lower abdomen. And we're going to begin by pulling down the heavens 3 times. Inhaling and exhale, setting your intentions for today. And inhale and exhaling, just calming your mind, relaxing your body. And inhale and exhale. Now if you do that a 3rd time, we're going to bring the arms up about shoulder height, and then we're going to toss over to our right. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale.
And just as we get started, the sun comes out.
So for those of you that are just joining us, a little background. So Priest and I own and operate the Morning Crane Healing Arts Center in Los Angeles, California, as well as in the San Jose. And been in clinical practice now 20 years, been studying these internal arts for about 30 years. And a little background about Qigong. So Qigong is actually the foundation of Tai Chi and the foundation of acupuncture and Chinese medicine. And it's a 5,000-year-old practice where we understand that Qi is the life force energy that emanates through all living things, and Gong is a skill for which this life force energy circulates throughout the body. So like when you hear the term of Gong Fu, for example, that means skill with a fist. So in this case here, we're using our mind intent in order to move energy. And if you have a hard time understanding what energy is, just think of it in terms of blood or fluids. Your blood is your Qi. We have a saying in Chinese medicine that the blood contains the Qi, and the Qi moves the blood around the body. So I'm inhaling into the abdomen, exhaling as I'm tossing.
It's like we're sweeping away our troubles.
So it's such a blessing to be able to be out in nature, feel the energy of the ground, the earth, the plants. The animals. In fact, over to our right, there's a tree with about 5 vultures and 1 owl.
The owl said, "Ooh." So if you're able to get out in nature, then we highly recommend that you spend some time just being outside, connecting with the trees, with the ground below you and the sky above.
So as I'm tossing here, I'm just going to gaze at the tips of the fingers and allow for any excess thoughts, feelings, or emotions to flow off like a dark cloud, going several feet away from the body and down deep into the ground. If you have any tension in the shoulders and the neck, upper neck, shoulder region, just allow for that to flow out through the hands and out through the fingertips and down deep into the ground. Anything's troubling you, allow for that to let go as well. from here, we're going to slow down, coming back to the middle, pulling down the heavens again 3 times. Inhaling and exhale. Allow for this positive energy to come in. And exhaling. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, and then from here, we're going to bring the feet a little bit closer together. Now we're going to begin to lightly bounce, but this is not a calf building exercise, so we don't want to lift the heels off the ground. What we're going to do is gently close our eyes, using our internal vision. We're going to focus first on the ankles. Allow for any tension or tightness in the ankles to release like a dark cloud out through the bottom of the feet and down deep into the ground. Next, the knees, if you have any pain or discomfort there. Just allow for this to release as well, guiding it out through the ankles, up through the feet, and down deep into the ground. And even if you don't have pain in these joints, just by bringing your mind intent there, helps to increase your awareness of your body. So from the knees, we flow up to the hips, the groin, the low back. Allow for all pain, tension, or tightness to release from there. As a dark cloud flowing out through the legs, through the feet, down deep into the ground. And from here, center the spine in between the shoulder blades. Opposite the heart on the thoracic spine. If you have any tension or tightness there, allow for that to let go, or any emotions affecting the heart, allow for that to let go. Guiding out through the legs, out through the feet, and down deep into the ground. Next, the fingers, the wrist, and hands. Any pain, tension, or tightness there, allow for that to release out through the fingertips and down deep into the ground. Next, the elbows, shoulders, the head and neck. Just allow for all that to let go, guiding out through the arms, out through the fingers, and down deep into the ground. And then from here, we're going to stop and we're going to inhale, rolling up on the balls of the feet, pulling the energy beyond the top of the head, and drop. Just releasing out any toxicity from the body, and we're going to inhale all the way up. And drop. Any pain, tension, tightness, inhaling. Let's do 2 more. And last one, inhaling. And releasing out. All right, then we're going to step the feet out, shoulders width apart again. We're going to pull down the heavens 3 times. Inhale. And as we exhale, just let go of any negative thoughts, feelings. Just really setting your intention for today. Beautiful Saturday. Inhale. And then from here, shaking the tree, inhaling all the way up, and exhaling. Just letting that go, and inhaling all the way up, and let all that go. Let's do 2 more of those, inhaling all the way up. And last one, inhale. And letting go, and then pulling down the heavens again 3 times. Inhale. And exhaling. So if you feel any heat stir up from doing that practice, just allow for that to release. And inhale. And allow that to let go up through the legs, through the feet, deep into the ground. Okay, want to take from here?
All right, feels so good. How are you doing?
Great.
Great. Okay, let's do massaging the yang organs, bringing the arms up shoulder height. And we're going to swing the arms back. Inhale and exhale. Moving at your own pace here. See if you can guide the breath in and out through the nose from the back of the throat. And then making it into a mindfulness practice. As the arms come up, you breathe in, up the right side of the belly. Chris will keep going. Breathe in, and as the arms come down, you breathe out on the left side. So making a clockwise circle through the abdomen. Inhale up and exhale down. This practice is really great for digestive issues, to help clear out any toxins inside the body, any toxic people inside your life. Just imagine like ice melting into water and water dissipating into steam. Just notice the thoughts as they float by like passing clouds. I just absolutely love being out here in nature. I just notice off camera a little bunny rabbit hop by, a pelican fly, just so really getting out in nature, using the next few weeks. Now you know that today's August 1st.
August 1st.
Can you
wow.
believe it?
Unbelievable.
Where is the time going? Yeah, so as we transition from summer into autumn, it's a really great time to venture out. Of course, socially distancing, but get out there. Oh, a butterfly. So much of the world to see. And that's the cool thing about Qigong and Tai Chi. And in a little bit, Chris will explain to us what the major difference is between the two. But it really allows you to become aware of how you're feeling, so that if you're feeling less than optimal, you can clear those negative emotions and then live the happy, healthy life that you deserve. Because we all deserve to be happy, well-adjusted. If your heart desires something, then you deserve to have it, as long as it does no harm. That's it. And another way to do this practice too is to make it into like a walking practice, right?
Yep, such a great way. And as you inhale, you would just imagine the same thing as you're stepping. You imagine the yellow cloud coming up into the abdominal cavity, so also referred to as this visceral cavity. In particular, working with your large intestine, small intestine, gallbladder, stomach, and bladder.
So you just like take a step, swing the arms, walk a little closer, take a step, swing arms, walking a little bit back. And we'll do a few more of these. Woo, feels so good. And then let the arms relax down beside the hips, and 3 times we'll pull down heavens. Deep breath in, and a long, slow breath out. Do that again, gathering from the space around you. Pull it in, and release down. One more time, deep breath in, and a long, slow breath out. Into the liver cleansing exercise, like you're holding a ball. One hand is going to push forward. The other elbow pulls back. Breathe in and breathe out, creating space between the palm of the hand and the arm that pulls back. And I think this morning I'd like to add the healing sound. So the healing sound for the liver is shoo, like shouting. So you can think of a situation where you feel frustrated, irritable, agitated, anger, resentment, all that kind of stuff. Bring it to the forefront of your mind, and then either out loud or silently whispering to yourself, shoo. Just imagine that frustration, irritation leaving the body, leaving the tissues like a thick gray cloud of smoke. Allow for a surge of kindness, creativity, growth, compassion. liver is associated with the wood element. And when they say wood element, we're not just talking about like dry driftwood or like the type of wood that you might burn in a campfire, but it's actually referring to like the trunk of a tree or a brand new sprout. Is that called a sprig?
Sprig.
A sprig. You know, like right before the plant really blossoms, how those leaves just pop out with that unlimited potential. So that's what is meant by this growth and creativity that is expressed through the liver and gallbladder by way of the wood element. That's it. And also expressing through the tendons and ligaments in the body. So as you do this, you can really push and stretch through the fingertips. Extend through the elbows, using the legs as a pump. Think of like an upward current, a spiraling upwards of energy. Good, and then come back, push down as you press up through the top of the head. One time, pull down heavens, inhale, and exhale. Allow for that wave to wash over you. All right, let's move into the heart cleansing exercise. Hold the ball. And then we're gonna pivot and rotate towards one side. Look up at the pinky finger. Keep the tailbone tucked. Breathe in through the center. Exhale. Say hi to your neighbor.
Hi.
Hi, neighbor. Breathe in and breathe out. That's it. Now the heart, oh, the heart, the emperor of the body, housing the mind and the spirit. So when our heart is healthy, guess what? We need to speak up. When the heart is healthy, then the body is healthy and we have a happy life. The healing sound is ha, like you're laughing. So you're going to breathe in, exhale,
So you can do it underneath your breath or out loud.
Breathe in and breathe out. That's it. Imagine the color red or pink wrapping around your heart. See if you can feel the rhythm of the heartbeat. Yeah. Letting go of anything that's not serving you. Just notice what pops into the mind's eye. And then use this movement and the sound like a little laser beam, 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 breaking free. Feel a surge of love, gratitude. What are you grateful for? Comment below. I'm looking at one thing I'm grateful for.
Ditto.
Ditto. And you too. I'm grateful for you for watching. Come in, exhale. Like a sigh of relief. Just imagine your troubles washing away. Finding that inner peace, inner stillness. Let's do that one more time, each side. And other side. Coming back to the middle, just one time here. Pull down heavens, inhale.
Sorry, nature's catching my eye here. There's lizards running by your feet.
Two more times.
Inhale.
I did want to say, if you are on Facebook and the sound is not that great, you can hop over to our YouTube channel and we have the mics hooked up there.
Yeah, so it's Chris Shelton Qigong, and that's spelled Qigong. So we have the wireless mics hooked up to the YouTube page right now.
Okay, now ready? We're going to work with the spleen and the stomach. Here we go. Twist and rotate. Get that nice bringing out of the ribs, spiraling around the hips. Feel your feet rooted down into the floor. connected into the earth. And the sound here is ooh, like an owl. Ooh.
But actually, it should be deeper. Because if you think about it, your spleen works with your stomach, spleen, and pancreas. And if you have an upset stomach, what do most people do is they groan. When the stomach's upset. So that's why the sound is much deeper for the ooh sound. Mimic what these sounds, if you pay attention, are sounds that we already do. So like the heart sound that we had just done. Laughing because the negative emotion is overexcitation, mania. So this one is really good for worry and anxiety.
I kind of thought it was like that song. Who are you? Ooh, 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 ooh. Who are you? But does the tone really, or the pitch, the scale matter when you do the healing sound?
Yes, the scale, the pitch does matter.
Is that correct?
Yeah, so this should be a deeper tone. Think about it, if you have an upset stomach or you're bloated, you kind of just groan a little bit, right? So,
oh yeah, ooh.
So the sound is.
You think that's good? You should hear me in the shower. Okay, moving on. Connecting with the earth element and the ground below. Just really feel that connection with the earth that sustains all life on this planet at least. If you want to think of a color, the color would be orange or yellow, like golden sand. And we'll do a few more of these. Come back to the middle. Feels so good. And pull down. Whoa, what happened there? Exhale. Allow for that wave of confidence to flood your body, mind, and spirit. Then floating the arms up, chest height. And the lung cleansing exercise, we're going to expand and release. Inhale like the wings of a bird. Exhale and empty out. The lungs are associated with the emotions of sadness, disappointment, loss, grief. Think of a situation where you had a loss, something that made you sad, and then the healing sound of bunny.
Honey.
Yeah, there's little bunnies hopping all around here.
Yeah, nature is going off today. I'm seeing monarch butterflies, all types of species of birds. You can maybe hear them in the background. An owl, a little tree over to the right, lizards running by our feet. Such a great day to be out in nature. Who knows, maybe they're doing a little bit of Qigong with us. Feeling the good vibration.
They're either doing Qigong or a little tango. And we're going to make that sound of breathe in, exhale. As you exhale, just imagine that sadness leaving the cells, leaving the tissues. Allow for a surge of courage, strength. Feel your cells, your immunity growing stronger and stronger. Growing brighter and brighter. If you want to think of a color, the color would be white, radiating from each lobe of the lungs. Feel the lungs expand like two balloons, front, back, left, and right as you exhale. empty, empty, empty. Because ultimately, in this human experience, if we recognize that all things are impermanent, then the mind is able to relax a little bit, letting go and accepting what is. Now, acceptance doesn't mean just non-action or non-doing, but it's a place of being, of understanding that even though our mind and our narrow perception can't fully understand or grasp what is happening, that there's always a bigger picture, big picture. And sometimes things don't always go the way we want. But you know what? Things always work out. I believe that. Things always work out for me, and if you're watching this video, I'm confident that they always work out for you as well. Let's come back, push down, press up through the top of the head. One time, inhale and exhale. Should we move on to the fifth element, which is the water element, focusing on the kidneys. Bring the arm out in front. We're going to circle down, up, and around. Kidneys connected with the water element. The emotional component of fear, shock, trauma. The sound is food. So how is that connected? Food.
So we have low back pain. Low back pain. Kidneys control the low lumbar region. It's one of the many things that the kidneys do control. It is also control our ears, our blood. This is the foundation for the bladder, bone marrow, all these glands in the body, or reproductive system, the kidneys have an influence on as well. So the same thing, if you have low back pain, a lot of times what will happen is the kidney will also groan because they're so sore. So the sound is much deeper.
We'll do one more this way. Come on up. Switcherooskies. And reverse it. And since we're speaking of the water element, just imagine like a flowing stream of water. I love the analogy of life being like a body of water. There's ups and downs, there's going to be waves. And ultimately, we are on this path, seeking the shore. Oops, I said shoes. So 2 more. Come on up. Little wardrobe adjustment there. Pull down heavens 3 times. Inhale. Don't forget to smile. And exhale. There's that smile. 2 more times. Deep breath in. Long breath out. 1 more time. All right, how we doing? That's good. Now's a nice time. If you want a sip of water, go ahead, take a sip of water.
Yeah, so besides
Staying hydrated.
yeah, staying hydrated is so important. So besides practicing Qigong every single day, getting enough rest and eating healthy, hydrating properly is essential as well too. So go ahead, take a pause, grab a sip of water.
Thank you, darling.
Sharing is caring. So making sure to drink room temperature water is of utmost importance because ice cold water actually creates more heat inside the body, which could actually create inflammation inside the body. Okay, so when we put that ice cold water in, it actually, the body has to heat it up to 98.5 degrees to be able to assimilate. So very important to drink room temperature water. If you want a little squeeze of lemon or lime in there, that's even better too. Helps to benefit the liver and your gallbladder. Okay, so we're going to start off here. Let's go into some Tai Chi practices. I want to start off first by rotating the head, loosening up the head and the neck. Now, I don't want to just do this. I want to, as I'm going around in circles here, what's going to happen is I want the chest to close, and as I open, the chest opens up, okay? But before we get into this practice, we're going to need to shift our weight back and forth, place our hands on our hips, and what's going to happen is that I'm going to make like a half moon with my head, and I'm going to sink. As I come around, I'm going to sink. Okay, so I'm opening up through the inguinal groove here.
Inguinal.
Inguinal.
AKA the crotch. Some people don't know what that means.
Yeah, so in Tai Chi, they actually call that area the qua. So we want to open and close the qua. So I open when I face towards the camera, and I close the qua as I shift. Now again, it's very subtle, but the head is coming up.
If you want to see my feet, I don't know if you can.
So as I
How do you
come up,
spell claw?
K-U-A.
With a K.
Yeah. And I think there's some comments here on YouTube. I can't see it from here. Can you?
Keep going.
Okay, so from here I'm shifting, opening, and closing. Again, the head is making like a half movement. I want you to exaggerate it at first, okay? Sink, come up, and sink, come up, very gentle. I don't know if anybody's ever had cranial sacral before, but it's such a great technique. We incorporated a small amount of it actually in the clinical practice, especially with certain conditions like speech problems, headaches, those types of things. So this is kind of like you're doing your own cranial sacral work on yourself. So imagine the spine elongating as I come up and then I sink. So gently massaging the synovial fluids of the joints of the knees. Okay, so we do this, shifting, opening as I face forward, close as I shift, open and close. Okay, and then from here I'm going to rotate again, like a little rag doll. I want to open that chest and that neck, close. Come up, open the chest, and close.
One thing is, if you have neck issues, then be gentle as you roll back.
Yes.
Or maybe not roll back. You know your body best.
Always listen to your body. Come around.
It's like an ancient proverb that says, the quieter you are, the more you can hear.
Okay, I'm going to come around and then I'm going to switch, go the opposite direction. Open. Close. So if you can, really open up that chest, back, close the chest.
What if someone starts to get dizzy when they do this?
It might be something as simple as emotions are releasing. So if you start to get dizzy, please sit down. All right, let's do one more. This time we're going to cup the hands, pulling the energy from nature into the third eye. Inhale 3 times and exhale. And gathering and exhaling. Gather and exhale. All right, we're going to step out wide. Bring the elbow up, but make sure that elbow is below the shoulder. You shouldn't see the elbow up like this because it jams the energy up in the shoulder. So I want to relax here. I'm going to press all the way through.
Would you mind to discuss the differences between Tai Chi and Qigong?
So Qigong is actually the foundation of Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a martial art, and actually there's certain types of Qigong meditations that are practiced for this internal martial art to give you internal power or strength and or sensitivity. But the gentle movements of Tai Chi teaches you how to listen to your body because it's not based upon brute force. It's based upon proper structure and alignment from the knees or the feet all the way up to the head and neck. Okay, so Tai Chi is a moving form where there's a form that's associated with it, and we practice and teach traditional Chen style Tai Chi, which is the oldest system of Tai Chi. And there's different styles of Qigong. The style that we teach is for emotional wellness, because in Chinese medicine, the leading cause of death and disease is negative emotions. It's not that emotions are bad, it's when you don't express them appropriately that it shows up as disease. So for example, if you're somebody who gets rashes or skin issues, well, it depends on the type of skin issues, but rashes, hives, those kinds of things, that means that the liver is out of balance, so you're not expressing the anger and the frustration properly. But if you get somebody who gets white blotches on the skin or dry, flaky skin, then that means that the lungs aren't functioning properly. So maybe you're not expressing grief or sadness properly.
What if you have a little bit of both?
I mean, that's possible. And sometimes, even though they say that the lungs house grief and sadness and sorrow, they say also that the liver, even though it houses anger, when the liver holds on to anger and frustration for a long time, it also turns to sorrow. This is what creates depression, by the way. Depression is when the blood of the liver is not moving right. All right, you're going to come here and we're going to switch. So the blood of the liver is not moving right. Guess what? The heart doesn't give the nourishment of the blood that it needs, and then your brain or your mind doesn't get that nourishment. So the movements of Tai Chi are all fighting applications, and in Tai Chi we are known for what is known as chinas, or joint locks or joint breaks, as well as sweeps and throws, short range striking, punching, shoulder strikes, knee strikes. And then we're going to do both hands.
I mean, this just looks so flowy and smooth. It's hard to believe that this would be intended for a
martial art, yeah. And this one, this one here is if somebody goes to grab your wrist, so you turn the wrist. So I turn the hands, turn the wrist.
And the name of this exercise is?
Well, they call this is silk rolling exercises, or referred to as my Sifu says it, Sifu 21, SRE movements.
What was this specific one?
Well, It kind of mimics in cloud hands or moving hands like clouds, but that's not what it's called in the SRE.
Oh.
So we're just
learn something new every day. Especially when you're out here in nature, baby.
so coming across, making sure to use your legs to move the blood, the energy up to the fingers, the hands. And I'm going to bring it back, pulling in 3 times, inhale. Into the third eye, going to grab this energy from nature and going to guide it all the way down into the lower dantian. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, we'll go to the next one.
Sure, we'll place our hands on the hips and we're just gonna, maybe step back a half inch so they can see, circle out and around. So adjust my pants here and circle up, out, and around. Try to keep the tailbone tucked. Ooh. I must say the ground below me is not even.
Oh, there's little gopher holes.
I know, that's why I'm like round, lift, up, circle up, out and around. And there's actually a way that they add a kick to this. You want a demo? So circle.
It would be inside. Wait till we go inside.
Oh, okay. One more. Okay, now let's circle in. So we're gonna just do a few circle in, then we'll add the kick. Circle in, alternate, circle in. Feel that, ooh, nice circumduction at the hip.
Oh, that's a big word.
Circumduction.
Is that like adduction?
No, circumduction is the range of motion that happens at the hip and the shoulder because it's a ball and socket joint, which is different than the word circumvent. Circumvent is when you go around. Okay, now let's add the kick. So you're gonna circle in and yeah. And ready? Circle in and a sound effect helps. Hi-ya. And again, circle. Whoosh. Again. One more time each side. Let's see if we can coordinate. And that's it. Now let's do some hip circles here. Nice, smooth, circular hip rotations. Get that image of the pelvic bowl sitting on top of both femur bones, the bones in the thigh. Reverse it. I also like to imagine my spine. You can kind of really feel the spine here waving. Remember back in the day they had those toys, snakes? And you'd hold on to the tail and the snake would... That's how I imagine the spine to be. Each segment, each vertebrae has its own individual purpose. Okay, now ready? It's a lateral hip circle. To the side, to the side, side. This is a little bit like the hula, but not. And then reverse. Imagine yourself on the beach. Yes. You got it, baby. Now let's go back. Little booty back. Booty bump. Feel that wave-like fluid motion. And forward. Feel that rippling of the spine. Get tall through the head. Many people don't realize, but actually the neck is part of the spine too, the cervical spine. One more time. All right, good job. We're gonna single leg balance and do some ankle circles. It's okay if you need a little help, grab onto a friend or shoulder. or a tree, or maybe use an arm as a guide wire. Reverse, other way. That's it. Place that foot down, root down through the foot, switch your rooskies, ankle circle one way. Can you see that? Hello, ankle. And reverse it. All right, looking good. Place both feet down, one hand. It's the sound of one hand clapping. And switch. That's it, you got it. Let those wrists and fingers relax. Everyone now, all together now. I have a question. If a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? Relax the arms, notice what you feel. In yoga with the palms forward, they call this mountain pose. And then let's pull down heavens 3 times. Inhale and exhale. We literally just saw a little bunny rabbit hop by.
Whole family, actually.
So cute.
Like 3 or 4 of them.
Bunny rabbits. As you exhale, just notice what you feel. All right, feeling so good.
Okay, so from here, we're going to go ahead and do what is the opening posture for a Chen style form called Sinja, or the Chen 48 form. What's going to happen here is we're going to come forward and sink back, come up, another rabbit, out, come around, come forward, and press down. Inhale and exhale. Up and in and out, come around, up and flowing down. Yeah, too bad right now that we can't be together to share this experience. Really, nature is really going off today. I think this is the most that we've seen. So many different animals and insects. So praying mantis just go by a little bit ago.
But actually, I think the point is that even though we can't physically be together, in time and space we're together, and it's really an opportunity for you to get out and connect with nature on your own.
Yeah, so once again, just really have to emphasize our gratitude to the San Francisco Bay Wildlife Society in conjunction with the Watershed Watchers program to bring this to you. Because even though we're not in the same space together as far as physically right now, energetically we are. And being able to share with you and bring you these ancient practices combined with nature is such an amazing opportunity, but also it really connects us all together, because no matter how far or how close we are to one another, we're all interconnected. We're all on the same energy plane.
And if you think about it, think of the technological developments and advancements that have been made in order for us to bring this to you live from out here in nature. It's phenomenal. It's so exciting. And really, I think that in this time of change, it's an opportunity for all of us to go inwards, to connect with ourselves, to truly discover what it is that you desire.
Okay, so as we're doing this movement, I want you to imagine now that you're in water, you're in a pool. Feel the resistance of what that would, or imagine what that would feel like, trying to push through the water. Around. Come up as we press down. And forward, back, up and in, and out, and around, back, up, out. Up and in, pressing out, come around, up, and let's do one more of those. Forward, back, up and in, out, come around, and up, and press down. All right, let's pull that in. A couple more practices here before we wrap up for today. Inhaling into the third eye and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Just allow for that white light to flow. And inhale and exhale. Okay, next practice here. A little bit more challenging. We're gonna, like we're doing a groin strike, and this is a block here. I'm going
Can you
to
step back just a little?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Open and close, and then we're going to separate. Sink, block, open, close, separate. Right, come back, open, close, and separate. Keeping those fingers together. Okay. Palm doesn't have to go up too high, about the height of the shoulder. The palm that's facing up. Palm that's facing down about where the last free floating rib is. Come around, come back, and open, around, come back, open. Shifting your weight from left to right. So open. Open. Come around. Open. Let's do two more of those. Last one. And open. We're going to pull it back 3 times. Same pulling down the heavens. Inhale. It's really being grateful for our higher self, our higher connection. Acknowledging that. Allowing that to emanate through all of our cells. Being grateful for nature. And just showing human compassion and kindness towards one another. Then after you pull down the heavens 3 times, and we're going to place the hands over the lower dantian 1 inch below the belly button. As I inhale, I'm going to imagine a white mystical pearl that forms underneath the hands, gathering the energy from the space around me. As I exhale, I'm going to imagine to feel this white pearl, this light radiate around the waist to the kidneys on the low back. Each time you inhale, the pearl gets thicker and brighter. And then as you exhale, allow for that to radiate around the waist to the kidneys. Inhaling, the pearl gets brighter and brighter. And then exhale, feel the white light around the waist of the kidneys. Now this time as you inhale, gathering the white lights, as we exhale, allow the light now to go beyond your physical form, radiating beyond the walls, beyond the ceiling, beyond the floor. 2 more, inhale and exhale. Allow your light to flow beyond your physical being. And inhale. And be the light, especially for anybody that's in a time of temporary darkness. Be that light for them. And then from there, slowly open up the eyes, shaking out the feet. Wow, how do you guys feel? Good?
Relax.
All right, fantastic. Great job. Okay, so once again, we really want to say how grateful we are to the San Francisco Bay Wildlife Society, as in conjunction with the Watershed Watchers program. And thank you so much for joining us. Please share this. This is such a great opportunity. These are free classes that's provided by San Francisco Bay Wildlife Society, and it's a great opportunity to learn these practices that benefit your health. And again, it's proper diet, sleep, physical exercise, and that means even just going for a walk and then doing something internally too. And getting out in nature and doing some of these practices like massaging the yang organs and walking are such simple practices you can do to empower yourself to be the best person you could possibly be.
Let's do it, baby.
Okay, everybody.
So until next time, we will
chi
chi you later.
Bye.
Bye.